Well, we can start with the first one because things get a little weird whenever Rachel Zegler, Zeggy Weggy, Zeggy Peggy. If you like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, that reference comes up. That's how I came up with that nickname for her. She's coming out and saying something again. Why is she talking? Why isn't there something shoved? No, I shouldn't even say that. Not even on a live stream. We should not say that. But we'll go straight into the first little article. Rachel Zegler claims leaving Hollywood was her choice after the Snow White flop. Sure, it was her choice. It wasn't that she had a coach that she completely disregarded. And every time she came out and gave an interview or made a social media post, she stuck her foot in her mouth so many times. So who removed the foot from the mouth? Because I think it was so far down there, it had to have been done surgically. Yet nobody wants to hire her. And all the movies, or the one or two movies that she had already signed on for, have basically dropped her, and those are now on pause. So the leaks, what the fuck do you call them? The leakers would say. Leaving Hollywood. Oh yeah, she's doing a bunch of Broadway plays now, which is where she belongs. With all the gays and queers over there, they're just happy to sing. They're happy to sing about gay stuff all the time, all day long. Go ahead, Rachel Zeggy Weggy. That's where you belong. Go back over there. You're not ever going to be a leading lady in Hollywood. Not that Hollywood deserves any better with how they're doing things. And don't pretend to pout about it. I will there you. And somebody sitting right next to me does not like when I do that. Rachel Zegler is claiming she made the decision to leave Hollywood and return to theater after the disastrous Snow White. She's back in the spotlight, but not the one she used to chase. No, she's back in the spotlight for things that make her sweat a little bit more and a lot more heavy. In a new feature interview, the embattled actress offers a carefully curated look at her current chapter. Starring as Eva Perón in the already controversial West End revival of Vita. And who the hell actually cares about this? But beneath the gloss is a deeper story, a Hollywood career that seemingly stalled rapid in public relations narrative that Zegler insists was always her own design. It was her own design to make the audience's fucking hater. I think it was at this point, with that generation, it obviously would not baffle me if it actually was her design for all of this to come down to just one Twitter poll question. Would you or would you not? I don't know. What's your answer? I would to shut her the fuck up. Why is she coming back? Maybe because nobody wouldn't. I came back to theater on my own volition, which is just crazy. What do you mean came back to theater? You started off on YouTube just singing songs in your room. I'm the type of person that can only be bored for like 2 weeks. Really? After Romeo and Juliet closed, I was doing the odd press here and there for Snow White, was sitting there for a bit going, what am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Shut your mouth and work on your craft. Now, if Broadway is the way that you're supposed to go, because that's basically all you can do is sing, because you definitely can't think for your fucking self, then yes, focus on Broadway. Those are your people over there. And trust me, you can keep them. The majority of Americans and worldwide box offices do not want you around. That quote may say more than she intended. So let's see what this author has to say about it. Her use of the phrase on my own volition reads like a preemptive defense, one that echoes a familiar tone of you can't fire me, I quit. Yes, because I've already said that. So like I agree with this person. Is this Montanaro? Hold on. Yes, this is Montanaro. This is the guy that wrote this. And we'll go all the way back down. Especially when paired with the admission that she was idle and aimless following the fallout of Snow White, it becomes hard to view her return to theater as purely strategic or artistic, because it wasn't at all. Because in the last little semi-strategic shit that they tried to do in the PR moves was basically to keep her and Gal Gadot completely away from her. Not only to become political, but it also it was ideological for a long time before. Yeah, she's out there bragging that Snow White was not going to follow the original Snow White. And when it's a remake of a fucking classic, what got Disney on the map, what saved them from bankruptcy and made them into the company that they now are, that Bob Iger and all these other people are trying to meticulously destroy. Yeah, that was their last little strategy. However, free speech exists, and Rachel Zegler can't keep her fucking pig mouth shut. Rather, it sounds like a damage control. An actor quietly retreating to the one arena, still willing to embrace her. But this time, it's not damage control from a coach. This is damage control because she has nowhere to turn. She is backed into a corner, and those teeth are not going to save her. Zegler's Hollywood trajectory hit a wall after multiple controversies. We're not going to go off into all of this. You could talk about her breakout performance in West Side Story, but that movie flopped as well. You could talk about her in Shazam, but she was in the second Shazam, which flopped as well. The Hunger Games prequel, which nobody gave a fuck about. It made money. Well, did it make money? I would have to look that up, but was far and away the worst performing title in the franchise. So yes, it was already on the way out, which we all knew that. Then came Snow White. I think, was there anyone they did good beside maybe Jungle Book? The Lion King 2019 was terrible. Beauty and the Beast pissed me the fuck off. That Cinderella with the guy who played oh goodness, what's his name? Oh my goodness. He died in the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. It has been so long since I watched that series of TV shows. I can't even remember. No, not Ned Stark. That was the dad. The Stark guy who died. Everyone got massacred. And that's when Lyanna Stark got, well, was that Lyanna? I am so freaking out of my element right now because it's been so long since I've seen this stuff. Anyway, so going back to my original point, Cinderella and maybe The Jungle Book, which was Jon Favreau's first foray into it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was Disney's first foray into live action 3D animation of old classics. Nothing's been good since then. Zegler's offhand comments mocking the original 1937 classic. Yeah, we can go about that all day. A prince isn't going to save the day. Let's just make that clear right now. She don't need no man. Well, she definitely needs the man to sign her paychecks because she ain't getting them no more. And so this is the way that she looks whenever she goes to another job interview. Spray it on my face. Spray it wherever the hell you want to. Just please give me some work because I'm bored as hell and nobody wants me anymore. Oh my. Yeah, that got a little risque. that got a little rough towards the end of that one. Probably the way that she likes it now. She probably liked that from the get-go. But her mouth was always gagged, so whenever she got a chance to speak, she finally could. She coughed it out of her system. I'm being extremely mean today.